Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 59 and also episode 60 of Build the Terminator.
The Terminator, week by week, built the T-800, the killing machine that defined a generation. Easy to build with high-quality metal components. You can control sound, lights, articulated limbs, and LED eyes, and explore the Terminator universe. Build the Terminator, issue 1, just $1.99.
So welcome back everyone and thanks for tuning in for some new episodes of Build the Terminator. So it's been a few weeks since I last uploaded. I do apologise. Obviously it has been lockdown, which is now easing in the UK, but unlike most people, I've still been working because I'm self-employed. So I've been busy throughout the whole period. I've been out and working and doing bits and bobs, so I've not really had the time to do this faster like people have been furloughed. So, but anyway, no excuses. So I'm going to crack on anyway. As you know, we're currently halfway through this build, so I've now got issues from 59 all the way to 66, so quite a few to do, but as always, I always put them in videos of 2 issues per video. So it's going to be rough, I would say there's be about 4 videos coming, but today I'm focusing on the upper leg, so it's going to be issues 59 to 60 as said before. So on the right thigh, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be attaching one of the thigh muscles to the upper leg, and then also going to be working on the 2 tendons for the joint as well. So that's for those issues there. The other 2, 61 and 62, they're actually the beginnings of the knee joint on the right leg. So that's also a nice development. Obviously we're working our way down now. I've checked the other episodes. They are working on the shin, which will be the core for the lower leg, and obviously from that we're then going to work our way down to the ankle and the first foot, and then the base should be coming through. And as you saw in that photo that I just popped up on the video, that's how the base is going to look. It's like a post-apocalyptic scene with obviously crushed skulls and metal and bullet shrapnel and all that sort of thing. It looks really cool when the Terminator's going to be on there. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, so as always, just going to run through the parts very quickly before we get started on this build. So with issue 59, we have got the first, well, we've got the extra muscles we need for preparing the tendon for the future attachment. So you're actually going to need the muscle assembly that you worked on in issue 52. You know which one it is because it actually has the number 1 within this part here. So that's what you need for this issue to go alongside that. In terms of the parts, so you've got here the tendon for the right leg. Then the plastic parts here, we've got 59.4, which is the center part for the joint, and then also this little part here is the ring for the tendon. Then moving across, this is metal by the way, and this is the right leg joint. So it's nice that we've got a bit more metal here. And in terms of the screws, there's not really many. You've got these little black ones here. They are PWM screws, so we haven't actually had these before, and they are 2 times 5mm. And then you've also got your standard PM screws, 2 of them, which are 3 times 16mm. All we need for these 2 episodes, by the way, are some screwdrivers, crosshead ones, and some super glue and a cocktail stick. Then shifting over to issue 60, again pretty much like for like, as you can see, parts. So 61, again another leg joint, that's metal, and then pretty much all the same here in terms of the accessories. However, we do also have some nuts here. So we've got the M3 nuts, there's 2 of those, it's 1 spare, and also I believe that's it. So again, just like on the other episode 59, we need the other muscle attachment here. This is from issue 54, so you must have that, and this will have a number 2 on there if you can see that. So that's the one that goes with issue 60, and obviously, like I said, number 1 for issue 59. So let's get started. So steps 1 to 3 for issue 59. Taking my cocktail stick and putting some super glue on there. What you want to do, you're going to take component 59.1, so that's the right leg joint, and you'll see there's some little hole recesses there. You just want to put some super glue on that area, because what you'll be doing is attaching the center part for the joint. So that's the little black plastic part circular part, the larger one that is. So I'm just going to super glue that up, and then I can attach it. This bit's quite simple. So that's just going to go over, and you'll see there are the little pegs, and they're just going to slide through into the joint. So I'm just going to hold that for a moment, just allow those two to stick. Give it a test. Yep, that's fine. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to move on to steps 4 to 6. So taking 59.2, so the tendon, you're then going to pop the smaller plastic part, so that is 59.3, into the end of it. So you'll see there's a slightly raised recess for it, and you just pop that through like so. Once you've done that, you're then going to take one of the PWB screws, that's the black one, and just pop that through and then screw it into place with your screwdriver. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my screwdriver. I'm going to, I think, use the magnetic one. Sometimes it's a little bit easier with that one. Okay, and then once you've done that, that's nice and secure. You're going to take the muscle assembly from issue 52. So remember I mentioned before, that is the one with the number 1 on it. And then we're going to attach the rest of it to the right joint. Okay, now that that's done, we can put that aside because we're not actually going to be using this today, or the right joint. We're actually going to be just finishing up on the attaching this component, 59.4, to the actual upper leg. So that's steps 7 to 8, which we will do now. Okay, so for steps 7 and 8, to finish this part of this issue, you see I've got my Terminator with me. Now what you're going to do, taking this component here, you will see that there is a flat side on one side, whereas on the other side where it says the number 1, it's more raised. So you actually want this flat part to be facing towards the leg, so not the opposite way. So just make sure that's flat when you put it into that area there, and then taking your long screw, the PM 3x16mm, all you're going to do is feed that through so you can screw it into position. As simple as that. So just secure that. Okay, grab my screwdriver. And just so you're aware, the actual Terminator is facing upwards whilst you do this part. So make sure you give it a good tighten, but don't tighten it too much because it does actually need a little bit of movement within that area. So I'm happy with that. That's nice and secure, and that is that issue complete. Okay, so for issue 60, fairly similar to the last issue, just a couple of little tweaks here and there. So again, like we did last time, we're going to take this joint and we're going to put some super glue on the area there to attach another cap, which is component 64, this black plastic one here, if you can see that. So I'm just going to do that. Good amount on there because we want it to make sure it stays on. So again, make sure those pegs are lined up nicely with those holes. You just place that in there, hold it down for a moment or two, give it a little test. Yeah, okay, that's all good. So step 4, taking the new tendon, so component 62, again you're going to put this little tendon ring over the end of it, and as before, we're going to take one of the screws, so that's the smaller black ones, which are PBW 2x5mm, and then you're just going to secure that in with your screwdriver. Nice and simple. Once you've done that, that's nice and tight. You're going to spin it around to the other side, so where you'll see there is a slot for the it's the hexagonal recess which you'll put in the nuts. So that is the M3 nut. So you're actually going to just pop that in there. You don't need any glue for this. Hasn't asked me to do that. So I'm just going to pop that in there, making sure that it sits in there nicely. Okay, and then once you've done that, we will move on to steps 8 to 12. Okay, so for steps 8 to 12, you're going to need the muscle connecting from issue 59. So that's the one that had the number 2 marked on it, if you can just about see that. So what you're going to do, I've got the Terminator lying face down again, and making sure that you put in the muscle connector flat. You'll see just on here there's a section to actually support screw it in. So once you've found that area, you're going to take one of your longer screws. So that was the PM3 times 12mm, and then you're just going to secure that into place very simply. So just line that up. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to flip the Terminator over so you can see him from the front. And this part here, so this is what we actually attached in issue 59. This is component 52. So what you're going to do with the tendon from the last issue, again 59, with the rubber part first, you're just going to thread that through the hole on here. So hopefully it won't be too difficult. Okay, once that's done, that's all secure, you're going to flip the Terminator over again for the final steps, which are steps 14 to 16. I'm just going to flip him over very carefully because he is very heavy, as my fellow builders will know. Okay, so now that he's flipped over, what you need, so being careful with the nut by the way, so there's a nut in this tendon here which isn't secured yet. You're going to attach that to the other thigh muscle. So we're just going to push that rubber part through here again, just like we did on the other one. So this one's gone in nice and easily. I didn't show you in the video before, but the other one was very difficult, but I got there in the end. So that's that done there. So that's how it should look from your angle. So you can see both of the tendons are in the corresponding muscles there. And then to finish up, what we're going to do, we're just going to fuse them all together with one of the longer screws. So that's the PM3 times 16mm. So at this stage, what you need, so obviously with this tendon here, we have the nut inside. So this tendon has the nut inside. You need to make sure that's facing outwards when you put it on the screw hole, because there's a screw hole here. And we're actually going to attach the tendons to the thigh. So what you do, you want to line those two up so they're over the hole. And then with some great difficulty, once you've got that screw in alignment and keeping the nut secure, you just secure those two together. Okay, after some great difficulty with that nut, I've successfully managed to connect the tendons to the upper leg, as you can see. So they are all nice and secure, and that is that issue complete. So that's issue 59 is 60 complete, and we've now connected all the tendons to the upper right leg, as you saw in the last segment of the video. It was a bit more tricky than I anticipated. It took me a lot longer than I thought today. So I'm only going to do 2 more issues after this, which will be 61 and 62, and I'll save the other 4 for another episode log coming up. So for the next issues, as I mentioned, 61 and 62, what we're going to be doing, just quickly show you, so we're building the knee joints. So these ones look very simple, so I imagine they will be fast, I hope, but I could be wrong. You never know with this. Sometimes you think, oh, that looks easy, and actually, in fact, it's really difficult and fiddly, as I found out with connecting the last part on the last step. So there we go, that's for the knee joint there. And then once I've done that, like I said, I'll move on to issues 63 to 66, I believe. I've got another 4 episodes to do, so I'm looking forward to that. And as I said at the beginning of the first video, it's going to be working on the lower leg, which will be the shin, i.e. the core of that area, moving on down to the ankle and ultimately the first foot. So anyway guys, hope you liked today's episode. If you did, please remember to like, comment and subscribe as always. Also leave some comments in the section below if you've got any pointers, anything I've missed perhaps. But if you did like it, comment anyway. And until next time guys, I'll see you soon.